Episode 2 of Peaky Blinders is here, and we finally see the return of Alfie, a character that we all wanted to see since the ending of Season 5. A big question in this episode, what are going to be Osawal Plans, and how is going to be Tommy is going to deal with Michael, as well as the Opium feud. We don't see a lot of the conflict between Tommy and Michael, but we see how Michael is going to deal with Tommy, something that I cannot wait to see in the future episodes. Episode 2 is titled Black Shirt, and this episode follows Tommy as he gets involved in a power game with fascists, a freedom fighter, and Boston gangsters. As the players plan to double cross him, Tommy visits an old alley in Camden, which is, as we know, is Alfie. Episode 2 opens with the quote, "There will be a war in this family, and one of you will die." The show is hinting a lot that the character of Tommy is going to die, so I don't want to put all my chips in the table, but it looks like it. At maybe the end of the season, we could see this. He arrives to check on Ruby and his son. Of course, he has been dealing with the Opium Deal and the opium business. We can see how he's worried about Ruby and want to see how she is, and he takes her to the doctor. So all is fine for now, but this, worried has consumed Tommy in a way, so he's sick. Maybe it's because he have not drink any alcohol, but this is because he has not slept in a while. He talked with his wife and how his daughter is clear for now, but at the end of the episode, this goes in a whole different direction, and I'm excited to see how the show is going to take any direction with the whole, spell and and witchcraft in a way. So he has not slept, so this is something that is really interesting, but his wife tells about what she would like to do and have, and that's something that you can see the psychology of the character. Maybe by the end of the season, we can see his wife in the mountains, so that's something to remind ourselves of. Now, he's really determined to do the deal with the opium and go down on the list. From this scene to the next, the show takes a whole other direction as he's up here. Tom is having some type of visions and is having like an attack, and the acting in this scene is incredible. This doesn't come until later in the episode, but from this point it's also interesting to remember that there's something wrong going with Tommy and his daughter. Now, so the episode jumps around from one location to the next. We can see Laura McKee is also in this location. So they talk about, because we see how Tommy is giving a speech which for the Labour's Party, and we know that he's a socialist, but at the end of the episode he's gonna work with the character of Oswald, so he's going to work with the enemy, and I'm excited to see how he's going to break different organizations. As he says in the episode, his organization is changing, and it's changing because, of course, he is going to destroy other organizations. Also, we can see how Jack Nelson is expanding his business. He said no about expanding their business of the opium, but at the end of the episode, they also work in a deal. So Tommy is going to work with with a lot of people in the show. He's working with Oswald. He's working with Jack. So what's gonna happen when these characters know about this? By the way, the character that we see with Oswald, he is truly evil. So I'm excited to see this as well. So Tommy is going to work as a fascist to undermine them. He says if you go into different directions, you eventually meet in the middle. So I'm excited for that as well. So Ada cares about Tommy and his decision and how it's time to quit. Of course, it's gonna end badly for him. This is when we finally see Alfie, and this is something we were expecting. He talks about, hey, Alfie, what makes him happy. They talk about how how Alfie's been obsessing with opera and that he wants to finish his third arc, and he notifies about his uncle Charles' death, and Alfie wants to finish his final arc to his opera, and they talk about the opium business, and he ends the conversation by saying how much work is a ton. So we can see how this is the end of the business deal for now. By the way, Tommy is working with Alfie as well, so he's working with all of this. But Michael is visited from his wife and that he's going to be free, and she tells him not to worry about Tommy as he's a dead man, again hinting about the possible death of Tommy. I don't want to see that, so don't make me cry for now. So the devil will be dead, she tells Michael. And what's gonna happen when Michael is free? That's a huge part of the episode. And I would like to see that they, I would love to see that they trust each other, and this could change in a way. So I would love to see this in the season. Now, a big thing of this episode is the return of Oswald Mosley. Tommy is going to be working with him to what I believe is the end of the operation, from to break the operation from the inside. And by the way, the black shirts are the fascist men working in this location, so they have black shirts. So this is the meaning of the episode title. So Arthur arrives drunk and Tommy slaps him and tells him that he needs him. This is when they beat some Jews in the episode. Of course, as we know, Oswald is racist, fascist, so we can see how Tommy has to work with them, but not really. They discuss the meeting, all of them together, and the important aspect of this meeting is that Jack is buying the important licensing for Jack. So again, Tommy is working with Jack for this reason. Jack deals with the import of alcohol, and Tommy wants to expand his opium business, but he needs some help from different people, as well as work with the enemy, in this case Oswald. And he tells him that if he decides the business to go any further, that he needs to do something about his wife. This is when we see Tommy in a big church where he talked with Mr. Nelson, with Jack Nelson, and Tommy again is working with two different characters. This is the whole business side of the episode. And you get a lot of business lessons from just watching this show. It's just incredible. Now, what happens at the end of the episode is Ruby is drawing all these kind of weird things, and she says that she can hear voices from the gray man. We don't know who that is, but again, the gray man with green eyes, so we already have two hints about who could this be and who is doing this to them. Because at the end of the episode, Shelby is in the House of Commons saying a speech. Oswald is as well there. And when Tommy returns home, this is when he's starting, well, actually in the office, he's starting to get some visuals as well. And he started to fight a man, but there's no one there. So what this could be is a big question in this episode. But when he gets home, this is when Tommy calls Esme Shelby Lee. This is his sister. It's a character that we had not seen since season 4. So I'm excited to see her character as well. And this is the whole episode. It was incredible, guys. It was incredible. It jumped a lot from one location to the next, but it holds itself together like a glue. I was so like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? The deals, different conversations hinting about the possible death of the character of Tommy, and that's a big question. But what are your thoughts? Leave them in the comments below. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn notifications from videos on Peaky Blinders. I will do a separate video on episode 3 synopsis as well as the promo breakdown. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, everyone.